Hello and welcome to this week's video. This week's video is full of a whole bunch of different stuff. It's a combo video. So the first part of the combo will be a photo walk. But I'm not doing a car intro because I wasn't sure I would have enough content for a video this week. And the reason I didn't think I'd have enough content is because I was leading a workshop, 11 Habits for More Interesting Photos at Kenmore Camera in Bothell, Washington. Thanks to those good folks for having me there. We had a great time, and the participants in that workshop got to go on a photo walk with me the following day. So I wasn't sure while leading the workshop, while doing the work of that I'd have enough time to create some photos. But I did, and the photos I created, I primarily created with the other part of this video, which will be an introductory first look, first impression of the new lens I got, which is the Viltrox 13mm f1.4. So more on that after the photos. So before we get to the photos, again, that was a photo walk. I had the opportunity to lead in downtown Bellevue. Where else would I go? And we had some folks with us, and it was a really great time. And it was a great opportunity for me to remember to look at things a little differently, to see the same things I've walked by a million times in a couple different ways. It's always a good thing to connect with other photographers, see different perspectives, see different approaches, and just have fun with other people who nerd out about photography things. So thanks again to the fine folks at Kenmore Camera for having me do this workshop. I had a great time. The photo walk was a lot of fun, as I mentioned, and we're going to show you the photos next. And after you see the photos, stay tuned for my first impressions of the Viltrox 13mm f1.4. So what do you think of those photos? Let me know in the comments below. Most of those, as you saw, were with the new, to me, Viltrox 13mm f1.4. Love to see your thoughts. Here are mine. First, spoiler alert, I really like this lens. It's quite nice. It's a good value, well made. Image quality is quite wonderful. So that's kind of the overview. Spoiler. Here's a few more details. So first of all, as with all the Viltrox lenses, well, this is my second one, so I guess that's still all the lenses, but not like I have a whole bunch yet. I really like the quality of the build. Good metal construction, feels solid. Everything moves nicely. Speaking of moving nicely, I like on this lens the clicky aperture ring versus the 23mm that I have, which is a clickless aperture ring, which I often move unintentionally. Speaking of the 23 versus the 13, as you can see, the 13 is quite a bit bigger. It takes up more space. It's got more stuff going on inside. It's heavier and also costs more. So that's the two lenses kind of compared to each other. Again, as I mentioned, to me, the image quality is just really, really good. I'm not used to seeing at 13mm. It's not a focal length I use a lot, but it was really quick to adjust to it, have it on my camera and just start seeing that way. And then the fun part was its focus is fast and accurately and quietly. I didn't even think about noticing the focusing because it was just so seamless. It just worked without any noise. So kudos to the folks at Viltrox for making a really silent and accurate autofocus system. Image quality, I'm really impressed. I like the colors, the clarity, the sharpness, the contrast, all that stuff. I played around a little bit with some of the sun stars, and I like the way they look. Flaring is minimal, a little bit of color fringing in a couple places in high contrast situations, but you get that with just about every lens. And in my experience, one, it's not that big a deal, and two, when it is noticeable, it's relatively easy to adjust in software to kind of remove or minimize the appearance of that. So for me, this lens is just amazing. It's going to be in my bag most of the time now. I imagine I will use it a bit more than the 10 to 24 Fujinon that I have. It's at f1.4. Having the ability to get all that 3 stops of extra light is quite handy. I'm looking forward to using that during some of the upcoming weddings I've got, both indoors and I have an outdoor that'll be happening later in the evening. So to have the ability to get to 1.4, keep my ISO a little lower, and celebrate in less noise. So all that is to say, I'm really impressed with this lens. Viltrox just keeps turning out amazing lenses, both in my experience and from what I've seen from other folks sharing on the YouTubes. So if you're a Fujifilm user and you're looking for a wide angle fast prime, which is a really, really good value at about half the price of the equivalent Fujifilm lenses, give the Viltrox stuff a look. I'm really impressed with the two that I have, and I'm enjoying the image quality, enjoying the use, and I have, at this point, no complaints after just using it for about a week. So stay tuned, and I would update you if there were any issues along the way, but I don't expect any. So yeah, highly recommend the Viltrox lenses. A note about this Viltrox lens, a couple of the differences between it and the Fujifilm lenses is there's no weather resistance, no weather sealing listed on this. So I would be careful in any kind of environmental conditions that would be not friendly to lenses, such as sand, water, snow, that kind of stuff. Be careful. That's not advertised as a good thing to use these lenses with. But other than that, it's a great lens, competes well with the Fuji and the other folks out there now who are offering third-party lenses. I'm a fan of Viltrox and can highly, highly recommend them. So add that to your list of considerations if you're thinking about lenses. If you have any specific questions about this lens, please leave them in the comments below. I'm glad to have a conversation and try and help you out. I've only used this lens for about a week now, but in my first impression, I'm really, really impressed with this lens. Feels like a good value. Image quality is lovely, and I'm looking forward to continuing to use this lens lots and lots in the future and see things from a wider perspective than I usually do. So that's my thoughts on the Viltrox 13mm f1.4. As always, if you enjoyed this video, I'd really appreciate if you'd press the like button, the thumbs up. That helps train the YouTube algorithm about videos you find helpful, and then also might also show them to other people who like similar videos to you, which I really appreciate. Thank you very much. If you like this video and want to see similar content, the subscribe button is just down there. I really appreciate if you join the fun on this channel. Look forward to seeing you on about a weekly basis with videos like this. And if you have suggestions for contents, thoughts, comments, again, just add them to the conversation down below in the comments section. Thank you for that as well. So, we'll wrap this up today and say thank you very much for joining in this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. So until then, stay safe, stay well, and have fun creating photos. Bye for now.